We are live. Good evening to all our audience, to all our fans, to all our followers. We want to welcome you back to our different pages, and we want to say thank you for following us. This is Omolara Oti. I'm here tonight, not just me. I have my other amiable ladies, beautiful and with good mind with me tonight in person of I have with me, I have Modupe from California.
Good evening, everyone.
I have Motorayo from Houston, Texas. And I have
Hello, everyone.
and I have Adebola from New York.
Hello, everyone.
All right, thank you. So we want to welcome you back to uh, creating passive income stream. If we can, you can. And our topic is centered around planning for the future. How proactive are you? So before we dive into the topic for tonight, if you are watching us for the first time, we want you to put your comments in the comment section. We want to know where you're watching us from. We want to reach out to you, and to say thank you for stopping by and watching us tonight. And so without wasting much of our time, I'll quickly go into today's topic. And when we say planning for the future, we know everybody needs to plan. We can't just be in on this earth without, on this earth without having a plan of such or having any plan. And you can't change what has already happened. If anything has happened to you in the past, everybody certainly know that you can't change it. So instead of you to say you want to change it, you rather move ahead, move forward, and just leave it past behind you. So don't waste your time thinking about it. All you need to do is to move on and get over it. And so, my question, like I say, based on our conversation, it's centered around future. So, Adebola, I'm going to go with you first. Do you want to tell us when you hear the word future? People say future, future, future. What comes to your mind when you hear the word future? Adebola.
All right. Can everyone hear me? It looks like my picture is freezing, but I hope everybody can hear me good. All
Yes.
right. So when it comes to the future, I mean that's a big one. I mean, all of us want a good future. Uh, it's all talking about our family, our children. Let me put it out, our children, what's gonna happen to them, the kind of life they're gonna have. Because just like with the say where we come from, that your children are your future. You want to you're thinking about, I hope I'm doing the right thing for them or with them. I hope I'm setting the good example. I hope I'm laying the treasure in the right places so that they won't have to go through any difficult time that I went through. I hope everything is in place so that even me, I'll be able to enjoy myself when it comes to that time where I don't have to work anymore or I don't need to work. I hope I'll be able to say, okay, I'm done with work at a particular point in time. I'll be able to look back and say, oh, thank God for me, I did what I could. So the future, I'm gonna say it's a lot, but the very important thing is that our now is going to determine what that future will be. We all want a beautiful future. We don't want to enjoy now and suffer later. So whatever we do now is going a long way to determine what that future will be. So planning for that beautiful future, it is very important, and it's never too late to start planning. That's it. All right, I'll stop there for now.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, to all our audience, you've heard from Adebola. It's never too late for you to start planning. If you don't have anything in plan right now, this is the right time to start something. Put something down for you to know that, okay, I'm on the right path. All right, thank you for that. Um, Modupe, what do you think about most people when they hear the word planning for future? Do you think that they are really planning for future, What's your take on this? And if they have, what exactly are they doing based on what has happened to them probably in the past? Do you think they're even trying to change anything, if anything at all, for the future?
Okay. Thank you, Molara. Okay, all right, people. Let's make sure we're getting this straight. Our goal this evening, okay, is to make sure that everyone connecting with our pages, everyone who probably are following us, right? We understand the essence why we brought up this topic. I'm going to chime in first before I answer my question, Molara, to what Adebola said. When you hear the word future, it's uncertain. You don't even know it. We haven't even gotten there yet. But Adebola said something that was very germane. We don't know it. We haven't even reached it. But you know what? You have every right and responsibility within yourself to start making plans. Write down your goals. What do you want? How do you want that future to look for you? So we're looking at something, it's an uncertain element, right, in our life. It's going to happen. It's uncertain, but we have every right within us to design it how we want it to look. Exactly my point. Exactly our point this evening. And so to go back to your question, Molara, do I really think people are planning for the future when they hear the word future? Do I really think, right? I say that is relative. That is relative, because then each individual person will need to probably testify or attest to it to say, indeed and of a true I am. Indeed and of a true I am. But guess what happens? We've seen so many things, right? Even from our own parents or even from our grandparents, right? And we're probably looking back today now, we're like, wow, I wish my parents had done this, a different way. I mean, I know personally of a parent who probably back then in the 60s, 70s, right? Back in Africa, they had opportunity to even come down, to diaspora to study. And they were like, oh no, I'm not coming. Back there when there were no, there were no ifs and buts, there were no restrictions on how you could do that to better your life. But they were just like, no, they were very, nonchalant about that, if you permit me to use that word. They were not thinking. They were just so narrow focus on the present. So folks, our conversation this evening is to say that the future will happen to everybody, whether we like it or not. It's just uncertain. We don't know what it's going to be, but we have every right within us right now to start designing. This is what I want it to look like. I don't want it to look like status quo, because my grandparents' future looks like this, which they've already attained, by the way. I don't want mine to look like that. So I will start doing that. So your question, are people really planning? Mm-hmm. I think that's a very personal question, and I say it's relative. But our goal this evening is just to call on an awakening call to people to say, hey, the future is here before you know it. Can we as well just start doing something about it now? Can we design it and start drawing it the way we want it to look like? Now, I think the next conversation will be, then how do we do that? Right? So I'm going to throw it back to you, Molara, so I don't steal the other lady's thunder.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Motunrayo, I know a lot of people will probably be hearing the word proactive. When we talk about proactive and we're talking about future at the same time, okay, we're planning for future. How can people plan for future? How can we be so proactive, planning for this future?
Thank you so much, Omolara. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, people.
She's just going to come up background. That was just a technological defect in action. She's coming back on. Wonderful. She's back here.
Thank you so much. So what I'm trying to say is, thank you so much, Omolara. I want our audience to know tonight that one way or the other, we do plan, okay? Either we plan by design or we plan by default, okay? It's either we create it ourselves or guess what? Situation will create that plan for us, okay? Now, what do we mean by being proactive? Hey, people, Being proactive. How do you see your future? Where do you want your future to be? So, what I want to, share with you this evening is have 5 P's. Be conscious of 5 P's. You predict how your future want to be. Okay? You prevent negative circumstances from bringing your plannings to fruition. Okay? Then you need to plan. Because guess what? If we fail to plan, we are indirectly planning to fail. Then, whatever you have put in place, you need to be a complete participant of that plan. Okay. Now, the last one is perform, be active. What future are you planning for yourself? Or you are not being proactive at all? You're sitting back and thinking the future will take care of itself. You need to put something aside now. Let me tell you, the future and the energy we all have at this age might not be there in the next 20 years, might not be there in the next 10 years. Okay. And that is why we are here today to say we all need to be proactive in planning for the future. And when we say being proactive, is we are doing things intentionally to bring about better future. So you watching us today, catching up on the replay, how proactive are you? How intentional are you about securing your future, securing the future of the generations yet unborn? And guess what? It only takes one person to take the action, the risk taker, to break the jinx. Okay, so I'll throw it back to you, Omolara.
Molara, you're muted.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you, Motrayo, for that. So, people, if you're out there, I know some people are watching with us right now. So, all you need to do, make sure you follow what Motrayo just said. You need to take the steering, the wheels of your life, of your destiny. You need to take control of your life. You need to plan for the future, because if fail to plan, if you don't plan right now, I don't see when you're going to plan again for the future. Because as we all know, we get older every day. 1 - 1 every single day you wake up. And so all you need to do, just plan ahead. Plan for the future. If you fail to plan right now, you're definitely going to fail to plan in the future. So if you're ready to take charge and make life happen, make things happen for you, it is rather for you, or it is better for you to do what? To start planning right now. Thank you, Muturayo. Then I'm going to go back to Adebola. When people, not everybody wants that change. Not everybody wants to plan ahead, because they feel like if they what are they really going to plan for, right? They feel, why do I really need to plan? After all, my job is taking care of everything. I have a secure job right now. I have a perfect life right now. Why do you think it is really necessary and so important for people to plan for future, and not just plan, be proactive about it?
Wow, that's a good question, because when Mudipe was talking, I was just thinking about that, about myself, and I was going to use myself as, as an example. It's not as if we haven't heard it before, that, all about planning, not just even planning for the future, planning for tomorrow, planning for your day, planning for, whatever you're going to do this week and all that. But some of us just feel like, I've been there. I was totally there. Life comes, we do it as, we take it as life brings it every day. At least I got a job. What else do I want to do? I'm only limited. I can use that word now. I'm limited to what I get paid by my job, and that's all I have. So what else am I planning? What am I using? What resources do I have to plan? But it is important to put a plan in place. I know better now, because even in the course of planning, you find out your limitations. You realize the things that you don't have to even achieve that beautiful future that you want. It's a different to want a beautiful future. It's a different to really be proactive about it. Let me use that word because that's one of the key words in discussion today. Strategizing, being able to see, okay, what do I need to achieve this? If you are not laying down strategies or, or, okay, let me say this way. If you are not planning for the future and you have things that you want to achieve, then you are just having wishes. So there's a difference between planning for the future and wishing, for the future. So, but when you make plans and you write them down and you strategize, I've been learning a lot about that, hearing a lot about that in recent times, and put them in writing, share them with someone, that you trust, then you will be able to say, okay, how do I achieve this? What do I need to do? The other day I was speaking with my spouse and I said, we need to get to that point where we say, okay, I have a job. Yeah, I have a job. I've been doing this for years. But really, is this job meeting my need? Is this job really giving me what I want? Where do I see myself in the next 5 years with this job and my finances, or the things that I've planned that I want to achieve in 5 years or in 10 years, my 5, 6, 10 years goals? Do I think that this job is going to take me there? That is the first step. And when you realize that no, you're not going to get there with what you're doing, then why are you sitting down? Why are you not doing something? So we were just say, okay, if people can just realize this and just see, this is the simplest way to even get yourself started with wanting to do something, and so if we see it that way, then we want to do something to make sure that we're able to even meet our daily needs. So if I'm not able to pay my bills, or I'm not able to pay my rent on time or my mortgage on time, doing the same job for the past 5, 6, 7 years, and I'm still doing it, why do I want to continue the same thing tomorrow? So you want to see, okay, this is not cutting it. I need to do better. What can I do better? Nobody's going to plan it for you. Nobody's going to drop it on your laps. But it's that time of our lives that we start to look at things that way. If what you're not doing, if what you're doing is not giving you that you even need for now, definitely it's not good for the future. So it's time to let go of the good for the greater. It's very important to plan. Your plan puts you in perspective, and you have that vision. You have something to live for, something that you are living for. And the beauty, the big picture ahead of us will push you forward, make you to keep going. I need to get this. I need to achieve this. My Mutare will always say, put it everywhere. In the bathroom, let it be on the mirror. In your bedroom, let it be on the TV. Put this, just put it on the TV so that when you're watching TV too much, I say, okay, is this going to give me this? Then you know that you have to turn the TV off and go and do something to achieve that goal. Put it everywhere. That will always flash in your eyes, on your screen, on your dashboard in the car, and on some of those things that you need to sacrifice, to give up to get it done. Let me stop there.
All right. Thank you so much. I can really, really resonate with what you just said. I have it everywhere in the house. I have it in my restroom, right in front of the mirror, so that when I'm seeing it every day, my mind is, so conscious that, okay, I have to do this thing. I have to achieve this thing within this limited time that I have, or within this period of time. I have it right in front of my computer. I have it in the kitchen. Maybe sometime I'm cooking. I just look up by the fridge. Oh, okay. I remember I need to do this thing. I remember I have this thing in my, my vision board. So that really helps a lot. So thank you for sharing that with us, for those who are watching us and for those who are going to catch up on the replay. So we want you to take charge of your life. Take charge of your destiny. Don't let anyone, don't let any circumstances, don't let anything controls you. Don't let anything controls your future. You have your future right in your palm, right in your hand. The way you handle it is what you're going to take out of it. Like they normally say, the way you lay your bed, so you do what? So
you're going to lie on it.
Exactly. So do something today. Change your mindset. Have a right mindset. Have a right attitude. Do you want to control you? Do you want to take the control of your life? Do you want to take charge of your life? people listening right now? Or do you want somebody? You want the circumstances? You want someone from nowhere take that charge for you? Becoming more proactive, it is a process and it's a journey we all need to do. So taking the step one after the other will definitely help you to get to where you're going in life and in future. Thank you so much. And Modupe, I'm going to throw this to you. How can individual and family be proactive? What can they do to have, because I know a lot of people don't have this proactive mindset. What can people do to have a positive mindset, a proactive mindset rather?
Thank you, Omolara. I mean, the ladies have spoken very beautifully. And I'll start off from here before I address how people can be proactive, or what can they do, or what are those things, you could hone on to get proactive. It's not a cliche, folks. I mean, being proactive is not a cliche. It's just you now coming out and just using your initiative. Everybody has it. We all have it. It's just a matter of you now pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and saying, rather than me just go by the status quo, I will do way more and, more than expected to get me there. One of my very, admired coach will say, right, not everybody planned to fail. Let's be real. Nobody's going to wake up one day and say, aha, I'm planning, I want to fail. Nobody does that.
I don't think anybody do that.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
But guess what people do? They do that unconsciously, unknowingly. They fail to plan. So people necessarily do not plan to fail, but they are failing to plan. And that's where, that really, it just messes the entire thing up. And so our word to you this evening is to say, you know what? Be proactive. Now, how can you achieve that? How can you actually get there? It's a skill set. It's in you. You need to build it. I mean, as simple as, let's say, for instance, right? You're probably going to have to pick up your child from the school or from the daycare at 2 on the dot, 2 p.m. on the dot, right? There are some certain things you need to do way before you get that done. Maybe you need to make sure, you pick up something, maybe laundry from the dry cleaner. You don't want to get all of certain things done. And then you wait until the top of the hour to get that done. You just mess this up because your child will be late for pickup. They probably will have to put that child in a daycare, after school hour. And then you know that you're going to have to pay for that. So you are paying for your negligence or for your failure, right? To quickly make sure you do certain things that has to happen before you actually get to the main deal. How can you be proactive? It's a constant effort. It's an intentional effort. Okay? It's you tell yourself, this is what I want to do. See, folks, we can talk about PLAN for we care. If we don't put those things to action, it's just going to remain the same. And that is what we ladies are kind of pushing out to all of our followers and those individuals who probably, find us, attractive to them because of the value we bring, to say what? It's high time you want to be action driven. It's not about, I'm going to set goal and put goal and put goal and put. Are we actually putting it to work? Just give yourself a chance. If it's a 1% every day, I'll get better. 1% every day. There's 365 days in a year, 366, as the case may be. You would have achieved way more than 100%. But it calls for hard work, though. You don't make those things happen while we're just sitting down cruising and then we call it a walk in the park. It's not going to happen. We will have to be intentional about it. Being proactive calls for you being intentional. It calls for you staying determined and focused, laser focus on the goal. And you're saying, well, if it works, I don't care. I'm just going to remain consistent. Those are the ways we could be proactive. Remember that future, we don't know it. But we are the authors of that. We could sit down and write it the way we want it. And then we put things in action to make sure it happens. That is what we're saying this evening. How can you be proactive again? I'm hammering on that. You're working 9 to 5. And what is happening? A is not meeting Z. B is not meeting Y. And we want to keep doing the same thing, doing a round robin. We've got to change the narrative. We will have to be proactive and say, let us throw it out and put it together. In my mother's tongue, we'll say, let's see what's going on. Is this thing balancing? Are these figures making sense? If it's not making sense, it's just a constant drain on your health. It's a constant drain on your relationship, on your husband, spouse's relationship. It's a constant drain on your time with your children. Can we reevaluate? Can we reassess? How can we be proactive? That's exactly those things we need to do. And then we get to ask ourselves, maybe, what else can I do? And when being proactive, you don't want to get yourself in an additional trouble that has gotten you to where you are. How do I mean? You don't want to take a second, third, fourth job because you're already working one job, you are drained.
Yeah.
Have you considered the root cause? I like to say that. The root cause, what is causing this thing? I take 2 jobs. Okay, I'm being paid overtime. Uncle, auntie, it goes back to Uncle Samu. In case we don't know, in case we haven't checked that, in case we haven't reevaluated that, it goes back to Uncle Sam. We get that 1.5 overtime, we get that second, third, fourth job. Uncle Sam is waiting to get his share. Oh my gosh, and he's going to get it big time. The higher you earn, the higher you're going to pay back in taxes. Can you reevaluate and see what is working? What are those things I hear around? What are those things that are working? Folks, let's not even do whatever. It is business ownership. It is business ownership. There are a lot of them out there now. Can you as well just look out for one that has a platform that is legit, successful, sustainable, working with driven results? Have you asked questions? All these beautiful ladies are out here. Can somebody just put us all out there? Our WhatsApp numbers are there smiling at you. Smiling at you. Feel free to reach out to any one of us as you deem fit. We constantly help individuals on board. Help them on a platform that is working. It's driven. How would you love to have a business of your own in the comfort of your home? How would you love to have something that gives you results at the end of the day? How would you love to have your life transformed or even being that person that will start that generational, change in your lineage? That's exactly what we do. We're excited about it every day. We're excited to help people out. We're on a constant crusade of that particular, drive. So how can you be proactive? I can go on and on and on, Omolara. On and on and on. I hope somebody caught fire there. I hope somebody listened, and I hope somebody's going to reach out. Back to you, Omolara.
All right. Thank you, Modupe. My ladies are so fired up tonight. So to all our audience watching at this time, we want to appreciate you. Let's have where you watching us from. I mean, if you have any comments, any questions, just go ahead and put it in the comment section, and then we'll get to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, Modupe, for that. For those who are watching us once again, we want you to set a smart goal for yourself. You've heard Modupe nail everything, right? So set a smart goal for yourself. If you don't set a smart goal for yourself, it's just you wishing. But when you take an action towards that goal, that is when you actually, you have concluded, or you have reached what you're planning for towards. So when you set a smart goal for yourself, it's a way of you knowing that your future is secure, and this goal is something you are seeing every day. This goal is something you keep reminding yourself that, okay, I have this goal towards me. What am I doing towards this goal? What steps am I taking towards this goal? So having a business, it's the only way, which is the best way. Being an entrepreneur is the only best way. because you can't keep working for people for the rest of your life. The more, just like Modus said, the more money you make working for somebody, the more money you pays out to Uncle Sam. They're taking most of this money back, whether you like it or not, whether you want to hear it or not, whatever you think about it, it is going back to them. You working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Oh, you happy? Oh, yes, I'm making this much money. I'm making 6,000 in a month. I'm making 7,000 in a month from multiple jobs. The more that money you make, it is going back. You're paying almost half back. So what's the point of you working multiple jobs? Why don't you do something that at the end of the day, you are not even paying anything back? And that's the reason why we are always here every now and then, teaching people, educating people on what they can do. And I know a lot of people have this, like we have people that have proactive mindset. We also have people that have reactive mindset. Like they just don't want to do it. They just feel like I'm comfortable where I am. Just leave me. I'm okay here. Okay. Don't be pushy. Don't push me. I'm all right. And so before we say it's final, Motunrayo, when people has been opposed to being proactive, right? What if people decide to stay reactive? What comes to your mind when people tells you, no, I'm okay, I'm good, I don't want to do what you're doing, it's not meant for me? What will you say?
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's what I say. And if you see me laughing, I'm not being wicked. I'm just being me. I'm just telling you that, hey, guess what? If you are not proactive, you want to be reactive, right? You want to react to the situation when it has already happened. And that means there is no more time on your side. And that means you'll be left dealing with the situation and dealing with it. And we don't want that. We love you so much. We don't want that to happen to anybody. And that is why we've taken it upon ourselves. It's more or less a movement for us now. It's a mission. We are on a mission, okay, to get the message out there that guess what? You can own your future. You can plan your future. You can be proactive about your future. You can design that future that you want. Let me tell you a quick story before we round up. I will be so fast about it. Before I discovered planning for my children for the whole week, we just wake up normally and we'll shower, and you will see that crazy woman shouting, get dressed, put on your shoe, do that. Which clothes do you want to wear? Which one will match it? Ever since I look at myself, I don't want to be this exhausted when the kiddos are gone. And that was at the time when I was still working. So most times I'm sweating going to work in the AC, right? And you will see, but I sat down and I look at it. How can I make life more easier for myself as a mom in the morning? On Sunday evenings, we go to each person's room, select your clothes, your socks, your underwear. Guess what? I'm that woman that look ahead to, dressing up in the morning. So apply that to your future. What is that thing that you are going through now that you don't like? Guess what? You can turn around the hand of clock positively for yourself by being proactive. So today I challenge you, okay? You can check out the business that we do. It's a digital business. A business that you can run from the comfort of your home, a business that you can do. As a person, anywhere, as a family, the way you want it. Let me tell you, this past week, my 1099 came in, and it was just so amazing. Hey, people, did you get 1099 or W9? It's okay.
W2.
W2. It's okay. But guess what I I got to
Oh, you
claim
got both.
on my 1099. I can claim a lot of things. My food is not is out of it. I can't claim my grocery because with or without my business, I will still eat.
That's
But
right.
my electricity, my mortgage, a lot of things that I do can be claimed. Tell me, what can I claim on the W2? And that is what we are talking about. Okay? That is what we are talking about. So be proactive, take action today. Today, get on any of these numbers, call, and definitely we will answer any of your questions that you have. Don't mind me if I mess up things. It's okay. It's all right. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I just have something to say quickly before we
Okay.
All
round up.
right.
I was going to say something too. I'll go after that, BK. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All
I know
right.
I talked a little about sacrifice when I was speaking the other time, and my mind just came to something I saw recently, and this wonderful man of God was talking, Miles Muro, yeah, Miles Muro, and he said something that really got to me. He said that your life starts after 5 p.m.
Hmm.
And this is seriously speaking to those of us that we have the regular 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever the time. Your life
The
actually
corporate
starts
gigs.
after 5 p.m. or whenever your job ends, because what you're doing at your job is not for you, really. They're just paying you for your time. So that you cannot afford to sleep 8 hours a day until you've actually done something for yourself. And if you calculate, if you sleep 8 hours a day, that means you sleep 2 days a
In a
week,
week.
2 days in a week. So he said your future begins after 5 p.m. So you may have to sacrifice something. And oh my God, you can't afford to keep just watching TV, what they call it,
Netflix, Hulu,
Netflix,
Netflix,
Prime
being
Video.
YouTube.
watching when things are not in place. When things are not in, I just can't bring myself to watch TV. When things are not in place yet, when I've not done what I need to do. I was telling Modukwe, I said there are a lot of books to read. There are a lot of videos to watch, trainings to go back to. When do I have to watch TV? I need to develop myself to do what I'm doing, to be able to help the people that I'm helping. I can't bring myself to watch. You may have to sacrifice things like that. You can come back from your 9 to 5 and all you do is watch TV and sleep. Check your life. If there's any other thing that takes your time after sacrificing the ones that you sacrifice for your employer, you need to check those things that you have to let go. Let go of them. If you have to take out your cable or whatever it is, do that. But there's always something to let go so you can be able to achieve that beautiful future. Thank you.
I think I like that. I
Mhm.
like that add-on. I like that add-on, Debbie K. I mean, you said something very germane. Miles Morrow is somebody I really, really, one of those, I mean, leaders in the spiritual world that, I mean, it's passed on by the way right now, but his word still stands, right? It still rings a bell. It's still it's really amen. I saw that clip you're mentioning and I was just like, wow. My add-on actually though is to those folks out there. I'm talking about my people of faith out there who will probably come from the angle of saying, the Bible says, do not be anxious for nothing, but in everything by supplication with thanksgiving.
Mm.
Did you hear me? Because they come from the standpoint of, oh, why are you asking me to plan for the future? My Bible says, do not be anxious. Just when the day come, it just come, and then just do it and all that. I
Like
personally
one,
think
you are helping God or you going
I
against.
personally think they are just misinterpreting that verse. I personally think so. I mean, and I stand to be corrected because coming from that angle, do not be anxious for anything. So because of that, do nothing. Don't even plan. Just life happen. Just do it. We have quite a few people, in that particular school of thought. I beckon on you all today. If you probably are in that class, you know what? You probably they are the only one left there. It's time for you to look at things from a different perspective. Rather than you being reactive, like Mutaraya said, can you as well just try and be proactive? There's a reason why we have preventive medicine. For those of us in the health industry,
That's
we're
right.
not waiting for that thing to happen. We are preventing and say, hey, watch out for your glucose level. Hey, your A1C is getting to the borderline. Be careful. Hey, there's a reason why we have all those conversations, right? So we are being preventive. So, again, I hope somebody will catch something. We're speaking from our heart this evening.
That's right.
Do the needful. And I pray the Lord will bless every works of our hands.
Amen.
And He will grant us peace across board.
Amen.
Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
All right. All right. So we have we've gotten to the final part of it. So people watching us, catching up on the replay, we want to say thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Don't just be the listener, be the doer of that word. Do something. Take one or two things, one or two advice in what you've heard today that we've said. Like I said, we are here to teach, we are here to educate, we are here to entertain, not just entertain, to make you see the reason why you need to take a step in owning your life. Don't let anybody be the driver of your life. Own it, okay? Own it, be the driver of that, your destiny, holding on the steering, So don't let anything, any circumstances do that for you. You cannot reach your highest potential by playing it safe. You've got to take some risk because guess what? Nothing happens, nothing changes if nothing changes. So you have to take that bold step. As you see right in front of you, we have our WhatsApp number. If anything of whatsoever you're so confused on what to do, you want to do something on the side, you want a business, but you don't know how to start, reach out to us. We are not alien. We are not robot. We are human. Just you are seeing us. We are human. Okay. So reach out to us and then see how we can help you better your life. Since we started our business, it has been blessing and blessing and blessing all the way. So reach out to us if you have any question. And then I'm going to leave you guys all in the hands of God till we come your way again in another episode of Creating Passive Income Streams. If we can, you definitely can. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for tonight's presentation. God bless you.
Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.